Hello and welcome to Goff Legal. My name is Ali. I'm the owner and founder. And today I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the sandwich generation. I presented recently with a group of amazing panelists just sort of a few weeks ago. And we were talking about what it's like to live in the sandwich generation. What are the squeezes we're feeling? What are the issues that come up with that? And for a lot of our clients, they're living in that generation, right? That is the generation where you are raising young children and you're also caring for aging loved ones. That could be parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, anyone you have a really close relationship or have an obligation to. And so if you're in that place, you're really sort of feeling squeezed between these places. And a lot of our clients are in the same place. So, first of all, you're not alone. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed and not really sure what to do, we're all here with you. I'm currently living in the sandwich generation. I've got parents in the area that we are helping out. And of course, I've got my young little kiddos who are 3 and 6 now. So I'm feeling it the same way. If I run a business, my husband works, he also watches the kids. And so if you're feeling that way, you're in the right place. A couple things I just wanted to give a few tips on for our sandwich generation people. One of the biggest things, the biggest takeaways actually that came from this webinar was to make sure that you are communicating clearly with the people around you, with your children, with your parents, with your spouse, to make sure, especially when things are going really well, that you've got clear agreements. You know exactly who's doing what. So when things sort of get stressful, you go, oh, I remember our agreement is that we do this thing. One of the things we talked about is tapping out, having an agreement with your spouse that when things get really stressful or when you're really overwhelmed, you can say, you know what, I'm tapping out. Can I get a 5-minute break? And your spouse, your partner will say, no worries. I got the kids. I got this thing. Let me handle it. Go take a break and come back. The tip is to have that agreement when things are going well, not when you're in the middle of a fight or you're really stressed or you're really having like a really terrible time. One of the other things that we talked a lot about is taking care of yourself. And I know we do estate planning here, but I see it a lot with my clients, right? They're stretched so thin. They're maybe neglecting their own self-care, which means they're dropping the ball. They're not doing the things that they normally would do. They're not spending time with their friends. They're not going on trips. They're not having date nights. And one of the things that I know from being in this experience and dealing with both sides of it is, right, you can't provide for others if you don't have enough energy and enough support for yourself. So a couple of the panelists were saying, really, it's important. Make sure that you are taking some time for yourself. And that doesn't mean 2 weeks in Tahiti. Maybe it's 1 hour a week where you spend time alone and you have someone to watch your kids. Maybe it means you have your morning coffee by yourself, or you meditate, or you work out, or you do a couple of those things throughout the week. But one of the things that is really important is you're not going to be able to support your kids or care for your aging parents if you are so exhausted and so drained. It's just not going to work. And then the last thing we talked about was what are some of the legal issues that come up? And my advice to most people when they're in this situation is one, get your ducks in a row early. If things are sort of smooth, get your own estate plan done. Make sure that you've got incapacity documents for your kids if they're over 18, power of attorney and healthcare. Make sure you get your power of attorney, healthcare, trust, will, minimum, those 4 things. And then make sure your parents have those things taken care of. Because in a medical emergency or a crisis, you do not want to be running to the lawyer. Lawyers are expensive already. They double or triple their prices if you're going to be going there in an emergency and you need it done immediately. Or sometimes they'll say, I can't help you because that thing has caused such a problem that now we need to go to court. Now we have to go to probate, and I'm really sorry. And your price is, 10x instead of just doubled. And so things are good. Get your stuff taken care of because you never know when you're going to need those documents. So hopefully that is helpful for our sandwich generation folks. That is actually a lot of our clients. That's sort of how we set up our systems. We have online forums, we have Zoom meetings to make sure that our clients have the ability to meet with us when it's convenient for them. So maybe it's on your lunch break, you need to get your estate plan done. We got you. So if you need anything else, please visit our website, gofflegal.com, and give us a ring, send us a text, whatever is helpful if we can support you. Alrighty.